I'm just a woman. I am your woman. Please treat me nicely. In a world where strength is often measured in physical terms, I stand here before you, declaring my truth. I am just a woman. The weaker being, they say. The delicate one, the softer side of humanity. The creature designed for grace rather than grit. And so, I implore you, my husband, treat me nicely. Let me unfold my case for this simple request, and may it be received with the tenderness it deserves. They say women are weaker. They point to the numbers, to the weight a man can lift compared to a woman, to the speed a man can run, to the biology that dictates our differences. They say our bones are lighter, our muscles less pronounced. They speak of vulnerability as though it is a weakness. But what they fail to recognize is that within this so-called fragility lies a strength of a different kind. The strength to nurture, to endure, to hold up a world that often forgets our contributions. Husband, when I say I am the weaker being, I don't say it with shame. I say it to remind you of the balance that exists between us. The balance that makes us whole. My strength may not reside in brute force, but it exists in the patience with which I listen to you, the kindness with which I hold your struggles, and the courage it takes to wake up each day and face a world that often asks too much of me. Treat me nicely, husband, because there is power in gentleness. In this life, I am tasked with wearing so many faces. I am a wife, a partner, a confidant, a healer, a dreamer, and a doer. I carry dreams on my shoulders and fears in my heart. Carry you too, sometimes more than you know. And in the moments when I stumble, it isn't weakness that brings me to my knees. It is the weight of everything I willingly hold for the sake of love and duty. When I say, treat me nicely, I don't mean to say you haven't. I mean to ask for a promise, a covenant between us that acknowledges my need for tenderness. I mean to ask for words spoken softly when the world outside is harsh, for hands that hold rather than push, for a heart that sees me not just as the roles I play but as the woman I am. See the vulnerability I wear on my sleeve not as a flaw but as an invitation. An invitation to step into my world, to understand what it means to live with emotions that overflow, with an intuition that feels the undercurrents of everything unsaid. Know that my tears are not a sign of frailty but of strength. They mean I care deeply enough to feel. They mean I am alive in ways that some people have forgotten how to be. Treat me nicely, husband, because there is a strength in me that needs rest. You see, my so-called weakness demands a resilience that the world often overlooks. While the world celebrates physical might, it rarely pauses to acknowledge the strength it takes to endure sleepless nights with a crying baby, to face rejection with grace, to navigate the complexities of relationships, or to build a home that feels like a sanctuary. These are not the feats of the weak. These are the triumphs of a heart that refuses to give up. But even the strongest hearts need kindness. Even the most resilient souls need a refuge. And so, I ask this of you. Be my safe place. Be the kindness that replenishes my spirit, the love that reminds me I am not alone. Be the strength I can lean on when my own feels depleted. In a world that demands so much of me, let our home be the place where I can lay down my armor and simply be. Understand that my softness is not something to be dismissed but cherished. It is the softness that makes me open to love, to connection, to the beauty of life. It is the softness that makes me who I am. And when you treat me nicely, you are not just honoring me. You are honoring the essence of what it means to be human. Treat me nicely, husband, because love thrives in kindness. The love we share is a garden, and kindness is the water that keeps it blooming. Harsh words and neglect are like weeds. They choke the life out of what we have built together. But tenderness is sunlight. It encourages growth, it inspires beauty, it sustains life. Let's build a love that lasts, one that weathers the storms and celebrates the sunshine. Let's remember that kindness is not a luxury but a necessity. Let's choose each other every day, not because it's easy but because it's worth it. And if ever you find yourself wondering why I ask to be treated nicely, remember this. I am your partner, your equal, but also your complement. Where you are strong, I may be softer. Where you are firm, I may be flexible. Together we create harmony. Together we are more than the sum of our parts. Husband, treat me nicely because it's in kindness that love grows. Treat me nicely because it's in gentleness that trust flourishes. Treat me nicely because, at the end of the day, we are two imperfect beings trying our best to build a perfect love. And isn't that worth every effort, every moment of tenderness, every kind word? So here I am, your wife, the so-called weaker being, standing strong in my vulnerability and asking you for what I deserve: respect, love, and kindness. Treat me nicely, husband, not because I am weak, but because I am strong in ways that you may not always see. Treat me nicely not because I am asking, but because it is the right thing to do. Treat me nicely because, together, we can create a love story that defies the odds and inspires the world. And as I stand here making this plea, know that it comes from a place of hope. Hope that you will understand, that you will see me, that you will love me not just in grand gestures but in the quiet, everyday acts of kindness that mean the most. Hope that our love will be a testament to the power of gentleness, the strength of vulnerability, and the beauty of treating each other nicely.